Hello, this is Chris, and at last we're starting to construct the little chef and put it all together. Now, I always start with this section, so you might find it useful to do similar. We're going to use the grill wall, the toilet door, and the toilet wall. And you'll notice that I've already glued into place the internal wall support, which just helps hold the toilet wall in place. That's glued onto there, and you'll find that in your pack of stuff. It's a piece of medium card. The other things you might find useful here are a Jenga block or a piece of wood. These are ideal. And I've also cut out a couple of the reinforcements, the corner reinforcements. You'll find those on your thick card sheets. So I've cut out 2 of those. All right, let's get cracking. Now, the toilet wall's going to go here, and the toilet door is going to go on the edge of that. Okay, so it sticks out from the wall, and then we've got a piece of wrap that goes around to cover that join. So you'll find that on one of your sheets, on the paper sheets. So it'll just cover that join and make it look a bit smarter when you finish this. But you'll wait for it to dry before you do that. And then the little menu board's going to come out of here as well, which peeps through the reception area window. Bit of glue down here. Also, you might want to just pop a little bit on the back there. That is going to go in here. And then while you're at it, you could always pop a little reinforcement in, and this will make things square as well. Okay, and you can just check that you're happy with that angle using the Jenga block. Yep, that's good. And let's just check that that sits nice and flat. Good. And next it's the toilet door. And that goes along here. Okay, a bit of a passage of time. This is well and truly stuck in place. And I also, just in advance, put a little extra corner support on there. So this is already nice and rigid, having been glued. The next stage is to start adding one of the walls. First of all, let's just patch up this bit here with some wallpaper, and I've given you this little section here. First of all, score along the dotted line. So I'm going to use the back of my knife. Then cut it out. Just put a fold in. There we go. And then we'll glue that. Nice bit of good old-fashioned wallpapering here, really. And that goes in place here. It just neatens it up a bit when you look through the window. Not entirely necessary, but just a little bit satisfying. And then we can get onto the entrance wall and porch. This is the bit I always do next, and what you want to do is you want to aim for the toilet wall to be glued in line with the side of the entrance porch. And our little menu board is going to stick out from here. You could glue that in place now before we do this, but I always stick it on afterwards. I'm impatient to get this bit done. All right, so glue down both sides. as I said, let's get this above so you can see. You want the toilet wall in line with the entrance. Can you see that? So glue both in place and then sit it on a surface that's flat so that it, because we want this when it's finished for every wall to sit nicely on the base. So that's important that you get it nice and flat, and then just squeeze that wall in a little bit so that we get a good bond. I normally hold it for a couple of minutes and then we'll leave that to dry. Well, that's bonded very nicely, so let's get on now with the back wall, the staff entrance, and then the side wall, and finally we'll get to the front edge, and then we can start working on the roof. So this is coming together nicely. So we're going to put some glue in here, and we'll get a line of glue along here as well for that wall to bond. And we'll use the grid on the mat as a helper. So let's glue up. You want to get right in that little join. Because it's kind of bonding on two surfaces, the inner surface and the surface where the guttering is. So let's use the grid. Back wall. And then we'll go for the side wall. The nice thing about this, there is a bit of flexibility in the sides. So when we put the front on, there's a little bit of give there. Very close then to finishing the main building part of the little chef, and it's glued up nicely overnight. We've just got the front put on now. I've been a bit sneaky here. I've put the grill in place, or the grill counter, which is very easy. I mean, I don't really need to show you how to make that. It's an optional thing. It looks quite nice when you're looking through the windows and you see the little three-dimensional grill counter. So we've got a little bit of play in these walls here, which is great for sticking on the front of the little chef. I've got a little reinforcement in there. It's all feeling nice and sturdy. So I'm just going to glue this bit in place and then talk a tiny bit about the roof. So again, let's just put some glue right in the corners here and then place it on the front. It's always quite an exciting moment, this, because you feel like you're so close to finishing. I've just got a little bit too much glue in there, so I'm going to just get rid of some of that. That's better. Here's the roof plate. Once I've cut this out, it's going to go over the little join in the middle where I score a line. The crucial thing about this is doing a nice score down here, which is going to allow you to bend the cardboard neatly. So you want to go about halfway into the card. And again, score these lines before you cut this section out, because they need to be done. And they're going to form the guttering. Now, it's a bit of a nasty job, the guttering, but it's worth it for the look that you get. So the first thing I'm going to do here is score very carefully along these lines before cutting out the inside roof. So you've got the upper roof and the inside roof. I've got a new blade on here. Going to make a nice incision. And on this side. Once you've done that, you're free to cut out these two sections. They're separate, so cut out those. And once I've scored that line, we'll cut out the whole of the roof. So that's one section, that's two sections.